Good morning, students. Welcome to Jasdan Public School. As we all know that we are suffering from the COVID-19 pandemic, and in this crucial time we are also continuing our studies. Okay, in this session of our video lectures, we are taking chapter number 1 of standard 10, chemical reactions and chemical equation. In the previous class, we have discussed about what are chemical reactions and what are chemical equation. In that brief discussion, we have discussed what are the chemical reactions. We have discussed the day-to-day life in which we can have the examples of chemical reactions. Okay, you can have the ripening of the fruits, you can have the fermentation of grapes, you can have spoilage of apple, you can have example of respiration. So many examples you can take in the chemical reaction. In short, we can describe a chemical reaction is a reaction in which we can have a chemical change. Okay, then also we can recall what is a chemical change and physical change. Physical change, no new substance is formed. Suppose if you are turning a piece of paper, okay, so that paper is divided into two parts. Okay, new substance is not formed. But if you are burning a paper, so that paper is converted into a ash. So new substance is formed, that is ash. So new substance is formed in a chemical change, and any activity in which there is a chemical change, that process is known as chemical reaction. Then we have discussed about the chemical characteristics of chemical reaction. Okay, how we can know that the chemical reaction has taken place. For that we have seen the three activities: burning of magnesium ribbon, then lead nitrate plus potassium iodide solution. Okay, in that activity what we have concluded, that in all these activities there were four things were notified: temperature change, then we are going to see the color change, state change. Okay, so all out of the four activities, if these are there, then we can say that these are the characteristics of a chemical reaction. Okay, suppose if there is a fatty boy, so we can say that if this is the weight of that body, then he is considered as a obese student. Similarly, if there are four characteristics, temperature change, state change, color change and all that, then we can say that it is a characteristics of a chemical reaction. Then we have described about the chemical equation. Okay, chemical reaction can be described in a word form or an equation form with the formulas. You might have had 118 elements, you should know, and the list of that elements, carbon, hydrogen, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, all that you should know by heart. Okay, so that you can use in a represent the chemical reaction, and that representation is known as chemical equation. Okay, now that equation you can say on the left side there are reactants, on the right hand side there are products, and between one there is an arrow on which you can put heat, temperature, anything you can put, atmospheric pressure. Okay, so that was a chemical equation. Now then we have discussed how to balance a chemical reaction. Number of atoms on the right hand side and left hand side should be equal, then only we can say that it is a balanced chemical equation. Okay, so that was the how to balance a chemical reaction that we have studied in the previous class, and for that you should be more practice. Now we are coming to the last session, that is types of chemical reaction. Okay, basically there are 5 types. One is combination, decomposition reaction, displacement reaction, double displacement reaction and redox reactions. Okay, there are 5 basically chemical reaction. Now combination reaction, okay, names such as combine, churna. So if any of the reactions are combined, it gives a new product, so it is known as a combination reaction. Decomposition reaction means splitting. Okay, you might have seen the decomposition of organic manure. Similarly, splitting is a decomposition, means from one product you are getting 2 bifurcation. Okay, so that is a decomposition. Then displacement. Okay, displacement, how we can know? Okay, one element is taking the place of another element. Okay, in our school also one, if some teacher is absent, then we are displacing with another teacher. So, that is a displacement reaction, means taking the place of another element. Then double displacement. Okay, here we have only one element is replaced, here you can replace two elements at the same time. That is known as double displacement reaction. And last, redox reaction. Redox means, RED means reduction, and oxidation means oxidation, in which reduction means there is a loss of oxygen, and reduction means loses oxygen and gains hydrogen. Okay? So, that is we can clarify in detail afterwards. Now, let us have a detailed clarification of that. Combination reaction, okay, as the name suggests, it is a combination of two elements. Jodna, okay, if you are taking two elements, you will get a new product. Chemical reaction in which two substance or more substance undergo a reaction, that is known as a chemical reaction. CaO, calcium oxide plus water gives calcium hydroxide. You can see that here calcium oxide and water are getting combined to give a calcium hydroxide. Another than carbon plus oxygen, okay, they are getting combined to give carbon dioxide, that is in the gaseous form. Okay, so these subscripts are written to know that which type of element is there. It is in the gaseous form, it is in the liquid form. So, you can know by this that it is in which state it is there. Okay, so, these are the different types of, one is combination reaction. Now, another one is decomposition reaction. Okay, suppose there is a one element, it is splitting into the two other elements. Okay, a chemical reaction in which a single compound form more than one product. Here calcium carbonate, that gives calcium oxide plus carbon dioxide. So, it is splitting into two parts. So, this is known as decomposition reaction. Another one is displacement reaction. One element is displaced by other. You can see that A plus B plus C, it is equal to BC plus A. Okay, here you can see that C is displacing A. Okay, C is displacing N. How we can know which element will displace which element? For that you have to learn the reactivity series that you can download from the Google. Okay, reactivity series, in that which element is more reactive and which element is less reactive, it is given here. Okay, in class also when you two persons are there, more stronger person will displace the lighter person. So, same way reactivity series is there in the PDF format or in your notebook. So, you can learn it well, and from that you can know which reactive element is more reactive. Here you can see that iron, copper sulfate gives iron sulfate plus copper. Here you can see that iron is more reactive than copper. So, iron will displace copper. So, it will iron sulfate plus copper. Then here it is double displacement reaction. Okay, two elements are reacting chance by chance. Okay, two reactants react by exchange of ion. You can see that potassium bromide plus barium iodide. So, here you can say that this bromide, instead of potassium, barium is taking place. Okay, instead of potassium, here you can see that barium is taking place, and instead of 2Kl, okay, here barium is taking place and this K is going that side. So, each vice versa exchange is there. So, there is a double displacement of element. And last and not the least, redox reaction. Okay, reduction. What is reduction? Substance lose oxygen, lose hydrogen and gain oxygen. Okay, if it is gaining oxygen, okay, you can say that C plus O2. So, this is known as oxidation, gaining of oxygen, it is known as oxidation. Okay, and reduction means losing of oxygen. If it is losing oxygen, it is known as reduction reaction. Okay, so, you can see that C plus O2. So, carbon dioxide, here it is gaining oxygen. So, this type of reaction is known as oxidation. And here you can see that Cu plus O2, it is losing hydrogen, okay, loses oxygen. So, this type of reaction, it is known as reduction reaction. Okay. So, these were the 5 types of chemical reaction. In deep you can study and have a practice so that you can know better. Thank you very much.